Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Joy, your compliance guide, and I work for Dow Transportation and Dispatch. This is our YouTube channel, Dow Trucking Compliance. Here, we talk about everything compliance. We discuss trucking compliance, we discuss about tax filing, we discuss about registrations, renewal, and everything compliance. So if you're looking for a compliance channel where they talk about trucking compliance, you just found the right one. Do well to subscribe to this channel as you'll be seeing more videos about compliance. Right, so today we are going to be continuing from where we stopped in the last video. We talked about common questions carriers, drivers, owner operators, dispatchers have about compliance, and we answered five of those questions last week. Today I'm going to be answering more of that question. I trust that the last video was exciting and engaging enough. In this video, we are still going to be answering more questions. So yeah, stay with me to the end of this video because you're going to be learning a lot. So once again, let's get to the questions. Well, technically, no, you do not need a compliance team. You don't necessarily need a compliance team. You could handle your own compliance by yourself. What you just have to do is to know the filings, know the registrations, know the renewal, know how to manage them, know when to file, know when to renew, know when to report, right? But then again, we have so many drivers, carriers, companies busy with dispatch services, right? You have to look for loads for your drivers, you have to dispatch your drivers and all of that. So usually most carriers, especially small fleet, small trucking companies with like 1, 2, 3 trucks, because most of the owners are still busy driving, they usually do not have time to monitor all of that. So if you are so busy with driving, you're so busy with dispatching, with load finding, you could use a compliance service. You don't have to employ in your company. You could hire compliance officers, you could hire people who render compliance service like us. You could reach out to us to help you. So you do not really need a compliance team. If you know what to do, know where to file, you can manage it. Or if you're so busy, you could just hire someone to do it for you. Yeah, so basically your MTS 150 is your carrier update form. It's like your carrier update form. This is where you update your company's information. You give FMCSA an idea or the knowledge of what is going on in your company. So the the MCS 150 contains the number of trucks you have, the number of trailers you have, the number of drivers you have. Are you an interstate carrier? Do you just operate in one state? That's basically what the MCS 150 contains. So usually it is a biannual update, which means it should be updated every 2 years, but you could update before the 2 years is due because especially if you add trucks to your fleet, or you added drivers, or you added trailers, or maybe you were operating just intrastate and you decided to become an interstate carrier, you could also update that. So MCS 150 is a biannual update every 2 years. But if there is a change in your company, if there's a change in information, you could do well to update it. So yeah, 2 years update or there's a change in the company. Well, the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse is a national base for carriers, for trucking companies. This is where you register your drivers. It is called Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. Right. So as long as you have drivers operating under you, you should be registered under the clearinghouse. You should be registered as a company, and then every driver should be registered under the clearinghouse as a driver. So there is registration for uh, company owners, and there is registration for drivers. So if you employ drivers, you register, and then you have your drivers register individually. Now, once you are registered as a carrier company in the clearinghouse, what you do is that you run a query on your drivers. There is pre-employment, there is random. You can run the query as often as possible. You have them give you consent. Once you run the query on any driver in your clearinghouse account, the driver is added to your company. So once the DOT or the FMCSA goes through your records, they can see that this driver is there or this driver is not there. And also, when you do your drug and alcohol testing program, and any driver tests positive, you have to report in the clearinghouse so that the FMCSA can take a legal action towards that driver. So yeah, it's just a database for carriers, and then you also have to use it to report anytime a driver tests positive for the drug and alcohol test. Yeah, IFTA is different from IRP. IFTA is the International Fuel Tax Agreement, and IRP is the International Registration Plan. These are different programs. IFTA is a fuel tax report. If you're operating interstate, you need to report IFTA every quarter. And your IRP is your registration, your truck registration specifically. Um, if you're registering as a commercial driver, if you register as a commercial driver, what you should do, your plate number should carry your state of operation. So if you're operating in Maine, your plate number should have Maine in it. If you're operating in New York, your plate number should have New York in it. Now, what that does is that it restricts you to just one state. So if your plate number carries New York or it carries Maine, it restricts your operation to just New York or just Maine. But what IRP, the International Registration Plan, is for carriers who operate interstate. So you don't have to get a plate number for New York, a plate number for New Jersey, and when you want to pick up a load in New York, you exchange your plate and then you put in New York plate. When you want to pick up a load in Massachusetts, you move your New York plate and you put in Massachusetts plate. No, what the IRP does is that they give you a plate number that can serve for every state you travel through. So if you're an interstate carrier, your registration should be the IRP registration, International Registration Plan. It covers up for anywhere you want to operate in, right? And it is renewed yearly, usually in November. Renewal starts 1st of November to 31st of November every year, right? So once you have registered for the IRP, you get your plate, you get your apportion plate. The IRP usually issue an apportion plate. You get your apportion plate, which allows you operate interstate, and then you renew every year. But IFTA is a tax that you have to file, report, and pay for every quarter. Whether you operate or not, you have to pay your IFTA. So IRP and IFTA, they are different. IFTA is tax payment, IRP is registration for your truck. Well, what usually happens is that your truck cannot operate legally until it is cleared. So a suspension means either you missed the filing, you did not renew your registration or something. Now, if your IFTA license gets suspended, that is lenient enough. You can, just easily do something. But if your IRP gets suspended, you literally cannot operate because that's your plate number. If you operate regardless, you are putting yourself at high risk, you're putting your business at high risk, because if you get stopped for an inspection, it will be detected that your plate is expired, your registration is expired. So when you get a suspension, either your IFTA license or your IRP, what you should do is to file for renewal immediately. For your IFTA, you just need to submit an application to get an IFTA license, then you report. And then for your IRP, you need to do the same thing, just renew your fleet and pay the amount of money. So when you are suspended, you cannot operate legally until you're cleared. Once you get a suspension, do everything possible to ensure that you clear that suspension so that you can operate. Well, honestly, they underestimate compliance. The focus on getting loads, dispatching, getting all the paperwork ready, factoring, and all of that. They focus more on those things than compliance. So a lot of carriers make that mistake. They think that compliance is really not something to pay much attention to. One way or the other, they just think that they're going to scale through. Somehow, they're going to avoid an inspection. Somehow, they're going to avoid an FMCSA audit and all of that. So most carriers make that mistake of not taking compliance serious. They just want to get loads. They just want to get dispatched well. They just want to factor. They just want to get done with all of the paperwork. and leave compliance out of it. So that is a mistake, because if you are not compliant with FMCSA and your state regulation, your business might get shut down. You will go out of operation, and once that happens, you would not have any equipment, or you will not be able to find loads, you will not be able to dispatch. Even if you have a violation that puts a red flag on your MC, you're already in trouble, because most brokers, shippers, they will not want to set up with you, they will not want to have anything to do with you, and that is a compliance problem. So compliance is very important, because that is what keeps your company going. While you are getting loads, making all the money, compliance ensures that you don't run out of business. So new carriers, new drivers, new owner operators, please do not make the mistake of underestimating compliance. If you cannot handle compliance on your own, get a compliance expert. So, in summary, compliance isn't meant to confuse you. It's actually meant to protect you, protect your business, protect the roads you drive on, and protect everybody around you. Right? So, I trust that these questions have been helpful enough for the confusions you might have in your mind about compliance. We take more questions. If you have questions you want to ask, you could drop in the comment section. Our email is in the bio. You could drop us a message in the email. You get our phone number. Reach out to us for more compliance details. We can have a one-on-one session with you and educate you well enough on the importance of compliance, and also we can handle your compliance work. You have filings, you have renewals, you have registrations, whatever it is you want to do compliance wise, we can handle that for you. So you can reach out to us for that. Do not put your business at risk. Don't put your drivers at risk. Don't put the road at risk. Reach out to a compliance expert today and let us help you. So do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and then invite someone to like and subscribe as well. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.